Alright guys, I'm terribly sorry if the sound quality in the last video sucked. Just realized that, so apologies for that. Hope we can put up with just one video like that. I'll try to do a better job next time. So if net income of 720,000 is to be divided among three business partners in the ratio 4 to 3 to 2, how much should each partner receive? Again, very simple. We looked at it before. We have to just split this into different parts. Well, somebody gets 4 parts, somebody gets 3 parts, somebody gets 2 parts. And it's very easy. All we have to do is add these together. 4 plus 3 plus 2, 9. Divide this by 9, right? And boom, we get 80,000. And then you just multiply 80,000 by 4, and you figure out the first part. Then you multiply it by 3. Figure out the second part, you multiply it by 2, you figure out the last part. So that's what he does. Divide the net income into 4 plus 3 plus 9, 9 parts. So he divided the total income into 9 parts, right? It has to be divided among 3 business partners in this ratio, right? So we first divided it into 9 parts. We know what each part is worth. Each part is worth $80,000. And so partner 1 will receive 4 of the 9 parts, as we see 4 ratio 3 ratio 2. So the first partner will receive 4 parts, the second will receive 3 parts, and the last would receive 2 parts. So what we'll end up with is that 4 times 80,000 is 320,000. So the guy that gets the 4 parts gets 320,000. The guy gets 3 parts gets 240,000. The guy gets 2 parts gets 160,000 for a total of $720,000, right? This is just another way of doing it. A business is suffered a fire loss of $224,640. $224,640. It was covered by an insurance policy that stated any claim was to be paid by 3 insurance companies in the ratio 1 over 3, 3 over 8, and 5 over 12. When an amount is to be allocated, okay, so basically what he's asking is what is the amount each of the 3 companies will pay. So somebody had a fire loss of this much, and the insurance companies have to split that loss, have to take that loss in this ratio. Somebody gets 1/3 of the loss, somebody gets 3/8 of the loss, and somebody has to pay for 5/12 of the loss, right? So when he says when an amount is to be allocated in ratio for which all or terms or fractions, the ratio can be rewritten in higher terms. We already saw that earlier, that we can do that, right? By multiplying by all of these by a number such that we can remove the fractions. By converting it into equivalent fractions with the same denominator and then multiplying the ratio with terms with that denominator. The new terms can then be used to allocate the amount. Okay, so basically what he's talking about is, first of all, find a lowest common denominator. We already figured out how to do that. So if you have 1 over 3 ratio 3 over 8 ratio 5 over 12, what we know is that convert the ratio into equivalent lowest common denominator. Oh yeah, so if basically we know that if you've got a common denominator of all these, showed you guys in the fractions video. So 3, 8, 12, those are the denominators, right? So if I'm trying to figure out the least common multiple, I can just go about like this. 3 times 1 is 3, 8 does not go in 3, so it just comes down like this. 3 times 4 is 12. Next I'll have 4. 1 doesn't go on 4, so it just comes down like this. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4, and finally 2 times 1, 2 times 1, and 1. So you get 3 times 4 times 2. So 3 times 4 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, so we got 24. Now we have to see how many times does 3 go on 24. Well, it goes 8 times, so 8, so 24, 3, 3, 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Remainder is 0. The quotient gets multiplied by this 1. So 8 times 1 is 8. Ratio 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times, you can check it, 8 times 3 is 24. So this 3 gets multiplied by this 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Ratio 12 times 2 is 24. And so this gets multiplied here. So 5 times 2 is 10. This is the ratio we're left with. 8 over 24. Ratio 9 over 24, ratio 10 over 24. And this is what he did over here, if you can see that. That's what he did here, right? And then because they all have the same denominator, you can pretty much rewrite them just in this way. You don't have to write the denominators. So now we have to finally allocate the resources. So not the resources, the liabilities. So each insurance company, the first will take 8 parts of the loss, then will take the ninth part of the loss, and it'll take 10 parts of the loss. But first we have to figure out what's each of the part is worth. So we would just add 8 plus 9 plus 10 right here as he did, which is 27. And then you divide this 224,640 by 27, and you get the one part, right? And then each part you multiply with 8 to figure out how much belongs to the one party, multiply by 9 to find out how much belongs to the second party, and by 10 to find out how much belongs to the third party. How much the first insurance company has to pay? 66,560. The second company has to pay 74,880. Third has to pay 83,200. Okay. So this is how we do it. All right, let's go look at some more questions.